Hi, I'm Miss Know-It-All and I'm Victoria and I'm here for another video. So yeah, let's get into it, shall we? So a couple of things. If you think the lighting is bad, let me tell you, it's 1 p.m. We have been having so many grey days it's so cold and grey. It's just, this winter is going to be fascinating. Anywho, but the comeback is going to be worse because when winter is harsh, summer's yeah, it's even harsher. So, today's topic, it's based on a comment that actually one of you made. And if you are asking yourself, if you're asking yourselves in regards to the job situation, I still have no news. The client has, I think, 7 to 10 days to make a decision, and we're on the thick of it. Oh, and if you see that the camera is wobbling a little bit, that's because the tripod is crumbling. Slowly but surely, it's starting to fail on me. How dare you? I have no idea of what is going to be of that. And I have no way of knowing until then. It's been 48 hours since last communication. I think I should insist and ask for any updates. But yeah, I have no idea what's going on. In the meantime, let's make videos, Today's topic was about, and it was a very long comment, but had so many points I want to talk about because yes, there are so many things I would like to talk about. And I wanted to, before replying to that comment, actually read a little bit because I have never heard of the tale, because it was about, wait, 1 second. So there was this mention of a tale called The Fisherman's Wife, which I did look for because I have never heard of that before. And the person who made the comment, in this case is Nightsport. Nightsport made the comment that it was related to reality and illusions. I think it was not related to that, and I want to make the case for it. At least the version of because there are multiple versions of the tale. There's also like a Japanese. I mean, the fisherman and his wife. It's a pretty common title, so it's pretty understandable that many cultures would have the same topic at hand. The version I found, at least, was about a fisherman. It was by the Grimm brothers. It was a recollected piece in which the fisherman rescues a fish. I mean, he is fishing. He catches a fish, and this fish is like, "Please don't kill me. I'm a prince. Please let me go. I don't want to die." So he goes back to his wife and he tells her, "Oh, no, nothing. It's just some speaking fish." He says that it was a prince. I let her go. I had nothing to fish. And she was like, "What? Go back to him and demand for a reward. We need a bigger house." And he goes back. He asks for the bigger house, even though he believes it's wrongful to do that. And then she is like happy for a little while about that. But then shortly thereafter, she becomes uncomfortable with it, and she says, "We need a castle." He goes back and he drags his feet, and he's like, I don't want a bigger house, but my wife is crying and moaning, and she's bitching about this. Would you please give her a castle? And he makes her a queen. I think, I don't remember how many times he asks and demands for a reward or help. Yeah. She asks to be a queen, and then she's made a queen. And after a little while, she thinks that's not enough. So she demands to be made an empress. And then the fish grants that wish. She's made an empress. But then after a little while, that's not enough. So a little thereafter, she demands to her husband to go and give her the power of God and make her godlike, so she can rise the moon and the sun together, and she can command with her elbow the sun and the moon, the rise of the sun and the moon. He completely disagrees with this, but he, even then, drags his feet, obey his wife, and goes to the fish. And she's asking me to make her more godlike, even though it's madness. And the fish replies, okay, go back home, you will find her right next to the hut. And I think at least the version of the tale I found, it's talking about multiple issues at the same time, and it's a very religious take on what God is. It's not about reality and illusion. It's about something much, much more religious. I find it, and it makes sense because the Grimm brothers and the whole German and a lot of the tales of the time are very much based and center around the values and morals of the time, which they were in the vast majority of them Judeo-Christian values. I know that people take them for granted, but what values you have will shape your perception of reality and what is good and what is wrong. In this tale, it's not about illusion, because she was the queen, she was the empress. But when she wanted to be made more godlike, she was made humble, like Jesus. She was sent back to her origin, in which she was more godlike. We're all a piece of God. We're all godlike. And there are a lot of portions in the scripture, at least in Catholic ones, in which the poor are more godlike than those who are greedy and vicious, and they want more and more and more. And this is one of the main aspects of the whole tale. It's greed. And I was already planning to do a video about it. I think I will make the next video about it. But the whole tale, it's about greed and how we are ungrateful at times of what we have. She was given a blessing, a gift. She was given a promotion in life. She was given so much, even though she don't even walk to the shore to ask for it to the fish. It's just that even when she had everything in the world, it wasn't enough. Nothing was enough. And it's a flaw in her character. Her character is flawed because she's greedy and because nothing will ever be good enough for her or for anything. Nothing will ever fill up the hole she has inside. And when she demands to be more godlike, she thinks she's going to have the power to make the sun and the moon and the rise at her will. But the truth is, when she's more godlike, she's more Jesus-like. She's more humble. She's back to her true nature, which is a human being, imperfect, but a piece of God. And it's related a lot with the scriptures, at least what our version of in Christianity it is. So a lot of tales back in the good old days would reflect this idea of the poor being more humble and being closer to God. Because God is humble. God, in many cultures around the world, the gods would appear in rags to the people and would test their kindness and character, because you're being tested by someone poor. How kind are you to the poor? It reflects a lot of your character, but it was a way of showing his true form. It was either a humble man, Odin-like version of going around dressed in grey, shredded clothes, or he would appear in his full form, which is pure light and it's immaterial. I actually watched recently ago a video made by a rabbi on YouTube. It's in Spanish, so I won't recommend it, because unless you guys speak Spanish, I would happily send it to you. But this rabbi actually was describing how the apple was not a fruit, but a concept, because the word apple in Hebrew, it's also having to do with knowledge. It's like a game of words. It's a metaphor, which makes sense because 3/4 of the Bible is not to be taken literally. It's a metaphor to help you understand deep spiritual concepts through similar ideas, physical ideas. Just in the same way that tree, it has pretty much the same meaning as knowledge or something like that. And when they took a fruit of the knowledge tree, of knowledge, they became material. Their concept, their sin was not to become aware. It's just that they left the immaterial realm and passed to the material realm. They became materialistic. They were so focused now in the matter that they ceased to be immaterial as God. And it makes sense that if a creature is immaterial, or at least it's not materialistic, it wouldn't seek to have a palace with marble and gold and refined things, because you're not materialistic. So greed for an exceeding amount of opulence was always seen as a sin, and an obscene sin, especially when you could do so much for others with all of those extra resources. I'm not saying marble is wrong. I'm as you can tell, I like pretty stuff. But one thing is liking stuff, another thing is being obscenely materialistic. And I think that the tale, and this is the beautiful thing about fairy tales, our perception of them can have to do a lot with our level of wisdom, with our perspective of life, with our vision of the world. And it's like a car crash. Two people will observe it and they will draw different things from that, because it's like the Bible. It's a metaphor, and one that it should spark spiritual and cognitive enlightenment in the way in which it should make you think. And about thinking, once again, this tale is talking about something else, which is, at least the one I found, which is oftentimes underlooked, and it's a great flaw in, at least in German culture, which is obedience. The husband disagreed greatly with what his wife was doing, but he would drag his feet and would go to the shore and ask the fish whatever she demanded. And this is the thing. Nowadays in Germany, due to World War II, it is looked down upon being patriotic, but it's very much reasonable to follow the rules and to follow the commands. This has been proven deadly to Germans in many times. Costa Concordia was actually a good example in which the vast majority of people who died were Germans that followed the orders of the crew to stay inside of their chambers. A lot of people died because they were following orders. Following orders blindly, it's also a great issue that is trying this tale to make you reflect upon. Should you follow orders and have no boundaries and just allow people to do whatever they want, even if you know that's wrong? Should you be an enabler of bad behavior? This tale, it's actually questioning that, at least the one I found, and it's saying to the people, hey, I'm not saying you shouldn't listen to your wife, but if she's being unreasonable and she wants to become God, and she wants to make the moon and the sun and you just have to put like a stomper on that, you just have to put your foot in it there, and just like, you know what, I know you're the empress, and you can arrest me and send me to dungeon. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to I'm not going to ask a fish to make you a goddess. No, woman. Like, no. What? Hell no. Like, there is a, in this tale I found from the Grimm brothers, thanks to your comment, it's not about reality versus illusion. It's about materialism, greed, an exceeded amount of obedience that should be questioned, and boundaries. So, at least that's my perception of the tale. I think it's a fascinating tale. I might make a video on greed right away after this. And I actually have a couple of topics about that I'm just writing down, and I just want to talk about, and I never get to do enough videos because I'm just tired and busy. I'm like, ah. So I will try to see what I can do. Yeah, let's see. I might do the next video about greed, and then the next one it's about ideology and realism. Ideology, which is also a part of the comments that I found very interesting. Ideology versus reality. Because there was this comment in which you were trying to pinpoint what ideology I have, and I'm like conservative but realistic. That's interesting, because that's actually a great criticism I have of both the political parties and the world of psychology. Stay tuned to know more. You might watch that video on Monday, I guess. Yeah, Monday. Till next time, I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you so much for the comments. I will reply it after uploading the videos, of course. Till next time, I wish you nothing but the best. Yeah, I will keep you updated whenever I have any idea of what's going on with the job. Thank you so much for all the comments. Have a lovely day. Until next time, bye-bye.